On the news at 7, President Tinubu appoints new presidential media advisory team. FCT Emergency Management Agency takes disaster risk reduction sensitization to Garki in Amang. And group calls for proactive measures to mitigate election tension ahead of governorship appeal cases. Hello, glad to have you join us on the 7 p.m. news on NTA Channel 5 Abuja, the Unity station. I am Abdullah Hiachia with the news. First, we begin from the presidency, where President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of the following men and women to serve in the office of the president under the Media and Publicity Directorate with full respect for the tenets of Nigeria's federal character principle and the supremacy of merit. Mr. Filaduro Toye, Senior Special Assistant to the President, National Values and Social Justice. Mr. Frederick Nwabufo, Senior Special Assistant to the President, Public Engagement. Mrs. Linda Nwabua Ahibe, Senior Special Assistant to the President, Strategic Communications. Mr. Aliyu Audu, Special Assistant to the President, Public Affairs. Mr. Francis Ada Abba, Personal Assistant to the President, Special Duties. President Tinubu has further approved the secondments of Mrs. Linda Nwabua Ahibe to serve as the Communications Advisor to the President of the ECOWAS Commission. The President tasked all new appointees who are serving in the Media and Publicity Directorate to uphold the highest standards of decorum and decency in their engagements with all members of the public as they advance the President's determined bid to renew the hope of Nigerians in a restructured economy and unified society that caters sufficiently to the needs of all, regardless of any differences. In a bid to improve the economy fortune of the nation's capital, thereby impacting on the lives of the residents, the Federal Capital Territory Administration is set to partner the European Union. FCT Minister Nyesom Wike gave this indication when he received in audience the European Union Ambassador to Nigeria, Samuela Isope, in his office in Abuja. Onozi Yakubu tells us more.
Areas of robust collaboration between the FCT administration and the European Union are agriculture, security, youth and women development that will enhance the economic fortunes of the residents of the FCT. The European Union Ambassador to Nigeria, Samuela Isope, discloses that a team of investors from different European countries will soon visit the nation's capital to explore investment opportunities that abound in the country.
We are convinced that there is a high potential for diversification and for the European market, which is your closest market, a market of 400 million people, to become a market of interest for Nigeria.
FCT Minister Nyesom Wike urges interested investors from the European Union to show specific areas of interest so that the administration will be properly guided on the areas of collaboration.
We will meet with the member countries, then it may become specific. Which of these countries can we deal with in terms of these areas of maybe agriculture, tourism, and maybe security, as the case may be. You also would have known that as part of what you have always preached for the Nigeria and other African nations is how to enhance the internal generated revenue to be able to cope with certain developmental projects.
The minister, however, expressed dissatisfaction over the European Union's report on the 2023 Nigerian presidential election, which it says did not give the true position of what transpired. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
The FCT Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, says it is working round the clock through intensified sensitization to sustain the tempo established since last year, which has halted the loss of lives to flooding and other forms of disaster situations in the territory. Director of Forecasting, Responses and Mitigation of the agency, Florence Swinigebe, gave this indication while addressing traditional rulers at the Palace of Sape Garuki. Onotu Yakubu reports that this is part of the agency's ongoing annual disaster risk reduction awareness.
AMAC, being host to the rapid urbanization of the Federal Capital Territory, is regarded as the epicenter of disaster and emergency situations in the nation's capital. 4 weeks ago, a building collapsed in Garki village, which trapped about 40 victims, with 2 lives lost. For this cognitive reason, FEMA is looking to co-opt the significant role of the local chiefs in collaboration with vanguards to drive the sensitization home to the most remote areas.
Apart from building collapse that is common in the FCT again, there are so many things. Come to talk of road crashes. We have road accidents everywhere, and some years ago there was a tremor within the FCT.
Sapei Garki, Usman Ngakupi, and the Garki community applauded the team and the reiterated commitment of the agency to the protection of sanctity of life. The DPO Garki also took the opportunity to speak against the act of jungle justice on claims of stealing of manhood.
The message has been given to us, please, when you go back home, I want you to go and call our people, address them.
When you experience a thing like this, please do not take the law into your hands. Many people have suffered. In fact, some have been killed.
The territory-wide sensitization is part of events to mark the annual International Day of Disaster Risk Reduction, slated for 13th October. In Abuja, Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
The attitude of citizens on national issues is a two-edged sword capable of enhancing development or crippling it. It is in view of this and quest to contribute towards the collective good of Nigeria that the Muslim Congress 12 years ago initiated the annual staff lecture to discuss ideas and positions that will help move the nation in the right direction. Onotu Yakubu brings us insights into the 2023 edition of the event.
Since gaining independence 63 years ago, Nigeria became the largest sovereign black power with its own share of socio-economic and political struggles. Amidst these odds, the country strives to rededicate to task with hopes of the world awaiting the greatness of Nigeria's collective efforts to take its rightful place in history.
This event calls for reflection on our journey, recognition, and our achievements, and a renewed commitment to the values that have defined us all.
You should be able to continue to sacrifice for Nigeria, and I know there will be light at the end of the tunnel. Nigeria can be greater, and I know Nigeria will be greater. Thank you.
Guest speakers, Sheikhs Tajuddin Adigun Bello and Musa Olaofe, both represented, spoke on the theme towards national stability, growth, and prosperity. The scholars echoed the need for Nigerians to tolerate each other, irrespective of tongue, creed, or religious inclination, for the nation to thrive on shared values and goals.
We should see ourselves as a single body, various parts of which must contribute for the well-being of that body.
The government should be inclusive in nature. Everyone should be carried along.
Since the last 1 decade, the annual lecture has been a platform for the Muslim Congress to impact the shaping of societal life through engendering of intellectual and spiritual integration. Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
The 2023 third NASFAT Biannual Women Conference has opened with over 150 women from across the Federation converged on the capital city to deliberate on gender issues. The theme of the conference is Muslim Women, Political and Domestic Responsibilities in the Changing World. Hawagimba reports.
2023 Nasrullah Ifati Society of Nigeria Abuja Branch Women Conference is aimed at providing women and members of the association the needful information on polygamy as stated in the Holy Quran, as well as to equip them with leadership skills that will enable them to be effective dawah workers and peace ambassadors in the society.
There, it is imperative that Muslim women also read and understand and seek for knowledge in order to be able to live justly.
The program featured paper presentations, one of which is on polygamy as is being practiced and enshrined in the Sharia. In a keynote address, National Women Affairs Secretary Suebat Bola Kukolati said the 2023 theme is apt. Members of the Nasrullah Ifati Society of Nigeria Abuja branch gave talks on Muslim women, political and domestic responsibilities in the changing world.
It is important that women should participate in politics.
To let them be awake that it is important that Allah has forbidden what is evil and He has enjoyed us what is good.
And Muslims are not disallowed from taking certain political appointments.
Other highlights were presentation of awards to women who have distinguished themselves in the society. Hawagimba, NTA News.
A northern pressure group, Arewa Youth Alliance for Progress and Development, has appealed to the National Judicial Council to relocate the election appeal courts in Kano and Delta states to Abuja over what it perceived to be looming political tension and security concerns. The group at a press conference in Abuja says this clarion call is coming on the heels of unguarded comments from political actors and their followers. Yours sincerely covered that event.
The judicial arm of government remains an arbiter and dispenser of justice. Just recently, various governorship election petition tribunals delivered judgment on petitions challenging the election of some governors, including those of Kano and Delta states. This development, however, generated reactions across the board, which informed the concerns of the Arewa Youth Alliance for Progress and Development.
We appeal to the National Judicial Council, the NJC, the Office of the National Security Advisor, NSA, the Office of the President of Court of Appeal, and the Office of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that one, to relocate to the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, electoral appeal hearing and cases in Delta State, Kano State, and other states prone to political tension and violence.
The group, through its leadership, says the request is born out of the need to safeguard public peace and guarantee security of lives and property.
There is a need for us to prevent things that can be prevented. We don't need to wait until something terrible has happened, until something that could be prevented has happened.
Putting safety of the justices first, the group maintains that it is paramount to the independence of the judiciary in administering justice to all and the sustenance of Nigeria's democracy. In Abuja, Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
Young and creative Nigerians from various fields of human endeavor under the aegis of Lift the Box Youth Summit converged on the nation's capital to join forces in efforts to better the economy of Nigeria. The convener, Lift the Box Summit, Ayodeji Ate, noted that the summit aims at unlocking the full potentials of Nigerian youths. Odiri Ogburu Arutere reports.
Young people in the creative industry like entertainment, media, science and technology, amongst others, converged to brainstorm on ways to improve themselves in the various sectors of the economy. Lift the Box 2023, the organizers say, is to bring together tough leaders visionaries and change makers to engage in meaningful discussions and share insights on how to drive sufficient and positive transformation in society.
Basically, the idea behind this program is to have conversations that break the conventional mindset while still having fun a little bit.
Panelists at the summit harped on breaking boundaries and encouraging youths to think outside the box. They called for collaboration of all sectors in order to be successful.
And some other companies around the world using business initiatives for social good.
Definitely would like to call on the government. We need your support. Having one arm working and the other one limp makes it difficult.
This is actually a very beautiful one. This is actually a very beautiful, great initiative,
Lift the Box was said to be established to guide and inspire African young people on how to break free from conventional thinking as well as explore new horizons and unveil their full potentials. In Abuja, Odiri Ogboru Arutere, NTA News.
When life is a little harder, we are here to lighten the load. Sedap Supreme Noodles is here for you. Because only fine ingredients go into Sedap Supreme Chicken Essence to give it that truly delicious chicken taste. Sedap Supreme Tasty Chicken Noodles, capturing the supreme tasty chicken goodness. Come and taste the difference of Nigeria's real chicken essence noodle. Be Supreme Nigeria.
Let's now join our sports desk for Sports Brief.
In the match day 2 of the Nigerian Premier Football League matches played at the weekend, Niger Tornadoes secured a 1-0 win against Rivers United. Plateau United scored 1-0 against Heartline FC of Owerri, who just returned into the Nigerian Football League. Lobby Stars of Makurdi at home, who took advantage of their home fans to record a 3-2 victory against their visitors Sunshine Stars. Last year, first runner-up Remo Stars won 2-1 against Rangers International. Still talking football, Super Falcons goalkeeper Chiamaka Inadozie, defender Osinachi Ohale and forward Aziza Toshola headlined a list of 22 players invited to the Super Falcons camp for this month's Paris 2024 Women Olympic Football Tournament qualification fixture against the senior women national team of Ethiopia. The East African team will host the first leg of the second round fixture in Addis Ababa on Wednesday, 25th October, with the return leg due to hold in Nigeria on Tuesday, 31st October. The Falcons will be up against their counterparts from Cape Verde in the third round of the series at the end of November. Meanwhile, Team FCT emerged the overall winner at the just concluded second Japanese Ambassador Karate Championship held at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja. Team FCT won a total medals which comprises of 5 gold, 3 silver and 5 bronze medals. With Sport Brief, Francisca Bile, NTA News.
Thanks for watching the news at 7. That brings us to the end of the English segment. Now it's time for the translations. Good evening.
Kwawe ngona na iwo abada zaza isha ndaje zuma woni ye wa governor bajiza mbedai wa chige aku awusoi akatai asanaba fize yake abwa awuye peje mbanu jin baga majin osanu benu ko ijiji abwa oza ncheyin bagage balabalo mpache na mona gban baga aza ayokan ya ntukotu mpmajimbo mbagalo osanu awusoi babwa oza leche nanu nzimaye nkwenyi Penezo Yakubu na le shiba wobe na bedai wa ngaige bede kwen be da kono no afi no sa peyi bokun unaye sana beni agaza ayokan ya nche ngabie sepanya woni wa ngabie bewe jinya no maji sepa woni da de sai beji zanko tiya nanu un zeye ko wulo nje be nya sayanu onko nu agbe lo ngwan payin asana ha pin ko shi nji jibwai kwa saya asa ha pin ko shi na jibwai ko ni kwa mu onya ya onoto yakubu njesun wona le sheba we bei na bedai wanga be ntiche no ala azai nje kala ya nanu eyiye nge ala obwa na do na bai am ekiye ko kwa lo na bi peje selaya no ba ni ejin yeji ba ga gbodogun banya ba be nkwe nu eye ngun awoti aba mbala dian mbe mu nge ajin abe amane na ba ekiye ko kwa lo na bi gbodogun peje asunbo bwanya abi aniya bala peje wada nya ba nanu yi nge owa dabokun nko jinlo ko shi abaye nu siyasa sepa kan ki bedo delta yin nge ko yaye jin alabo nko nanu ekinzina ntuko tu nu umana jibo nko filo nu asiyasa dami abdullahi ajiya wona le sheba wo be na bedai wa nge be dade nu nanu ekinzina asanu baye jin ye jiche ba nge abeda nu ba kunlo nu asiyasa adnagban da ngbe nchedo mba yi ateshin dadalon azagu sepa ko chechelo nu akiye mbayin tamaje abo baba wole lainu size.
Assalamu alaikum masu kallo da sauraron barkanmu da haka ga fasarar wasu daga cikin labaranmu ne a takaice mai karantawa Yusuf Yakub. Hukumar kai agajin gaggawa ta ƙasa reshen birnin tarayya Abuja FEMA ta ce ta duƙufa ba dare ba rana wajen aikin wayar da kan 'yan ƙasa akan illolin ambaliyar ruwan sama tun bara, lamarin da ta ce ya taimaka gaya wajen rage asarar rayuka ta hanyar ambaliyar ruwan sama da sauran annoba a nan birnin tarayya Abuja. Wakilin Melasu Onoto ya shaida mana cewa daraktan hasashe da kai agaji ta hukumar Florence Wanageme ita ce ta bayyana haka yayin da take jawabi ga sarakunan Abuja a fadar mai martaba sarkin Garki Dr. Usman Nga Kufi. An bayyana ɗabi'un wasu 'yan ƙasa a matsayin waɗanda ba sa taimakawa wajen ciyar da ƙasar gaba face yunƙurin gurfanar da ita. Wakilin a karo na biyu Ilyasu Onoto Yakubu ya sake labarta mana cewa domin lalubo mafita tare da ba da gudunmuwar ɗora ƙasar akan tudun na tsira aka ƙirƙiro ƙungiyar ci gaban al'ummar musulmi shekaru 12 da suka gabata wacce ke shirya bita domin tattauna matakan da ya kamata a ɗauka domin ci gaban ƙasa da al'ummarta. Ƙungiyar matasan Arewa mai rajin kare muradun arewacin Najeriya da al'ummarta ta roƙi hukumar shari'a ta ƙasa da ta taimaka ta dawo da shari'un kotun ɗaukaka ƙara na zaben Kano da jihar Delta nan Abuja domin magance fargaba da tsoron tashin hankali da ka iya faruwa bayan an bayyana sakamakon shari'un zaben gwamnonin jihohin biyu. Wakilin Abdullahi Haji ya rawaito mana cewa 'yan ƙungiyar sun bayyana haka ne a taron ƙarawa juna ilimi da suka yi a nan birnin Abuja bayan jin furucin wasu 'yan siyasa da magoya bayansu domin a gudu tare a tsira tare. Abin da ya sauka daga labaranmu ne kenan sai kuma gobe idan Allah ya kai mu asuba ta gari.
Ekele gị n'ịnọnyere anyị n'akụkọ ụwa nke taa. Aha m bụ Rachel Ifi Olu. Gere akụkọ ụwa n'uju ya. Ụlọ ọrụ na-ahụ maka ihe mberede FEMA n'aha nkenke ya ekwuola na ha na-agba ọbara ike ha ịhụ na ha kụziere ndị mmadụ ụzọ ha ga-esi jisie ụkpụrụ ha wepụtara afọ gara aga ike, bụ nke ga-enye aka n'ọnọdụ ide mmiri na isi ala anyị. Onotu Yakubu wetara akụkọ na onye isi na ya bụ ụlọọrụ Florence Wenegeme were nke a mgbe ya na ndị eze ọdịnala na-enwe mkparịta ụka na Obi Eze Gariki. Agwa ụmụ amaala anyị abụrụla ihe a hụtara dịka mma ihu abụọ bụ nke nwere ike iwuzi ma ọ bụ bibie ala anyị. Onoze Yakubu wetara akụkọ na nke a mere ndị okpukpe Islam ji gbakọọ afọ 12 gara aga ma chepụta otu na-ezukọ kwa afọ iji kpaa ụzọ dị iche iche ha ga-esi kwalite ala anyị n'ụzọ ziri ezi. Otu akpọrọ Arewa Youth bụ ndị ọrụ ha bụ ịkwalite ma hụ na ala anyị na-aga n'ihu arịọla ụlọọrụ National Judicial Council ka ha bute ụlọikpe na-ahụ maka ndọrọndọrọ ọchịchị dị na steeti Kano na steeti Delta bịa Abuja n'ihi ihe ha na-anụ banyere enweghị nchekwa nakwa nsogbu ndị ọzọ dị iche iche. Abdullahi Ajia wetara akụkọ na ha kwuru nke a n'ihi okwu ndị ha na-anụ site n'ọnụ ndị na-azọ ọchịchị na ndị na-eso ha n'azụ. Onye ọma gere m ntị ọgwụla ka ọ ha anyị n'ọnụ bụ akụkọ ụwa nke uhuruchi a. Ndewo.
Ẹ kú kalẹ̀ o, ẹ sì kú dédé wòyí. Ìròyìn iléeṣẹ́ amóhùnmáwòrán ìkànnì karùn-ún ti ìlú Àbújá ló ń dé sí etí ìgbọ́yín látẹnu Bọ́lájí Mátì. Àjọ tó ń ṣe àmójútó ìpè pàjáwìrì l'Àbújá sọ wípé ó ti gbé ìgbésẹ̀ àti la àwọn ènìyàn lọ́yẹ̀ láti rí i dájú wípé àwọn jàǹbá tó gbẹ̀mí ọ̀pọ̀ ènìyàn ní ọdún tó kọjá kò tún wáyé mọ́ ní orígun mẹ́rin ìlú Àbújá. Alákòójọpọ̀ ìròyìn Onotu Yakubu ròyìn wípé olùdarí ètò Florence Wenegene ló sọ èyí di mímọ̀ lásìkò tó ń ṣe àlàyé fún àwọn lọ́balọ́ba ní ààfin ọba ìlú Gariki, èyí tó jẹ́ lára ètò ìpolongo ọdọọdún láti dẹ́kun jàǹbá lórígun mẹ́rin ìlú Àbújá. Ìwà àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè lórí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ gbogbo jẹ́ nǹkan tó burú jáì tí ó sì lè ṣe àkóbá. Alákòójọpọ̀ ìròyìn Onotu Yakubu ròyìn wípé èyí ló mú kí àjọ àpérò mùsùlùmí l'Àbújá ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ ètò ọ̀rọ̀ ìṣítí ní nǹkan bíi ọdún 12 sẹ́yìn láti foríkorí fún àwọn ìgbésẹ̀ tó yẹ tí ó lè mú kí orílẹ̀-èdè rìn ní ọ̀nà tó yẹ. Níbi ìjókòó ti ọdún yìí, àwọn aṣáájú ẹ̀sìn nínú ẹ̀sìn mùsùlùmí sọ ọ̀pọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ ìmọ̀ràn tí ó lè ṣe orílẹ̀-èdè láǹfààní. Lára wọn ni Sheikh Musa Ọláòfẹ́ àti Sheikh Tajudeen Adigun. Ẹgbẹ́ kan lókè ọya ó pe ara rẹ̀ ní Arewa Youth Alliance for Progress and Development ti rawọ́ ẹ̀bẹ̀ sí àjọ ìgbìmọ̀ ètò ẹjọ́ lórílẹ̀-èdè wípé kí ó gbé ilé ẹjọ́ kòtẹ́milọ́rùn lórí ètò òṣèlú tó wà ní ìpínlẹ̀ Kánò àti Delta wá sí ìlú Àbújá, torí pé bí nǹkan ṣe ń lọ ní àwọn ìpínlẹ̀ náà ó lè ba nǹkan jẹ́, bẹ́ẹ̀ sì ni ó ń dẹ́rù ba ètò ààbò. Alákòójọpọ̀ ìròyìn Abdullahi Ajia ròyìn wípé ẹgbẹ́ náà la ọ̀rọ̀ náà mọ́lẹ̀ lásìkò tó ń ṣe àlàyé fún àwọn oníròyìn ní ìlú Àbújá, àti pé àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń jáde látẹnu àwọn olóṣèlú àti àwọn tó ń tẹ̀lé wọn kò dára rárá. Kò kì í dùn púpọ̀ ṣíú ni ọbẹ̀ oge. Títí ìwòyí ọ̀la, ojúmọ́ ire ni yóò mọ́ wa.